Good evening. Why am I dressed like this? I don't know. I do know. 50 years ago, it was Monty Python and the Holy Grail. So, Sir Galahad's here. Let's go see the movie.
Guys, it's Michael Palin here.
Hello, I'm Gilliam, and I'm delighted to be here tonight to welcome you to this very special screening of Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Thank you for coming out to a real theatre to watch it instead of slouching at home in your sofas, you lazy. No, sorry. Thank you for coming.
You're able to be there tonight watching on a big screen, surrounded by fellow folk who are all willing to laugh and enjoy themselves. There's nothing better than this.
I think it's just great that people still find something to laugh at in these hijinks in Scotland of the nights and all that.
Do you realise that this is the 50th anniversary of the Holy Grail?
And there's still some of us Pythons not dead yet.
I didn't think I'd last 50 years, let alone the movie itself.
It's almost incredible to think that 50 years ago we went up to Scotland to make an extraordinarily uncomfortable film in the Scottish spring, which means it just rains gently all the time and it's pretty cold. And we went up there and got paid nothing. I remember we said we're the first people in history to form a company in order to exploit ourselves.
We set out to make a proper film, a real film with horses. Luckily, we didn't have the money to achieve our dreams. Horses are very expensive, they're very difficult to work with, they want to be constantly fed, they want their shoveled out in the evening. We couldn't afford our dream, thank God. What we had instead, coconuts. Coconuts are delightful creatures. They're so simple, they're so amenable, willing to help. You just hold on to them, cut them in half, scrape out their little guts, and bam, you have horses without all the nonsense. And that is why the film has lasted as long as it has.
I did a part which was actually cut, which was the mud eater. I had to go and eat mud as in the opening scene and bring out your dead. And they'd specially put a little bit of chocolate at a certain part. They said, Mikey, you won't have to eat mud, eat the chocolate. And we did about 8 different takes. And by that time, all the chocolate had gone and I was eating some old pig stain stuff. But the final indignity was that the mud eater was cut because he actually, as I crawled through camera, they saw my back and said, we'll have to do it again. We saw Mike's back. And I just flipped. I've never got quite so angry in my life on film. And I berated the 2 terrorists. And at the end of this outburst of mine, Graham and John just applauded very politely. They were so pleased. They'd never seen me lose my rank before.
What do I remember most? And it's the discomfort getting up there on the hillside. We had about 3 or 4 umbrellas between about 37 of us, and it started to rain, and this chain mail we were wearing, which is knitted string, would get quite wet by about midday, and then we'd be in it for the rest of the day. And then when we finished, there was a race, a mad race to get in the cars to drive to the hotel before all the hot water had gone. It was absolutely awful. But we were young, so we deserved it.
It is a very silly film, but it's beautifully shot and it looks wonderful. So I'm really pleased that it's lasted.
I'm delighted to say thank you for being there and thank you for enjoying what we young guys did so many years ago when we and the dinosaurs roamed the earth.
Enjoy.
Time for coffee. Don't you dress up like this every morning? Why am I dressed like this? I know, lots of questions. Because it's the 50th anniversary of Monty Python and the Holy Grail, the movie. Came out in 1975. I do not remember seeing it in the movie theaters. But I did see it last night in the theater. This one comes with a copy of the screenplay, and it comes with a piece of the film, actual film. Yeah, movies were shot on film. But anyway, it is a funny movie. I've seen it so many times. The theater was about 2/3 full. I was the only one dressed in costume, but I did get 3 compliments on my costume. One guy said, "My liege." But anyway, it's funny. I did notice at least one thing I don't remember, and since I've seen it so many times, when they're in the forest and they're, I think it's Sir Robin, they're in the forest and they come across some street signs, and the arrows are pointing, grail this way. The signs this way said death, certain, and certain death. I never noticed that before. So anyway, it is funny. It is British humor. It is Monty Python, and it's about it. It was fun. Sure, why not? And I don't mind dressing up, which you probably should figure out by now. No, Joe's Garage is not open. That is coffee. Time for coffee.